Months have passed and there is still no sign of respite for the 22 million Sri Lankans. This as the country continues to battle the worst financial crisis in its independent history. Sri Lanka's economic crisis has also had its implications on the country's politics. In the last few weeks, there has been an endless cycle of ministerial resignations and appointments. Even earlier today, Colombo appointed 6 more ministers to what it calls a new economic war cabinet. As per the statement released by President Gotabaya Rajapaksa's office, new ministers have been appointed for fisheries, agriculture, transport, environment, culture and irrigation. But one thing to note is that there is still no finance minister for the cash-strapped country, which has become a key concern for the Ranil Wickremesinghe cabinet. Sri Lanka's central bank chief has said that the delay in getting a finance minister could hinder the IMF negotiations about a bailout. Sri Lanka's financial crisis was triggered by the COVID-19 pandemic last year as it battered the country's tourism-reliant economy. Along with that, there were other factors like the rising cost of fuel, populist tax cuts and a ban on the import of chemical fertilizers that led to the crisis. And for the last few months, people in the South Asian nation have been witnessing a scarcity of fuel, food and medicine, on top of which there's also record inflation and lengthy daily electricity blackouts. In the wake of these hardships brought about by decades of financial mismanagement, the people in Sri Lanka have been protesting against President Rajapaksa for months now.
The people are suffering, and what are politicians doing? They are trying to rebuild their houses. How unfair is that? Many people are suffering, they just take care of themselves.
And for more on the current situation in Sri Lanka, our correspondent Dasunia Thauda has sent us this report from Colombo.
While Sri Lanka's political crisis tries to find some form of resolve by appointing 8 new ministers for 10 new cabinet portfolios, Sri Lankans across the island have been severely inconvenienced as they stand in line for hours, even for 5 to 8 hours on end, to obtain fuel, which is in absolute scarcity, especially that of petrol across the country, as well as cooking gas. This is all part of a months-long worsening economic crisis that the country has been facing since post-independence. Stay with WION World is One as we bring you the very latest. Reporting from Colombo, I'm Dasunia Thauda.
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.